Welcome back to Advent of Code 2017, Day 9, Stream Processing. A large stream blocks your path. According to the locals, it's not safe to cross the stream at the moment because it's full of garbage. You look down at the stream rather than water. You discover it's a stream of characters. You sit for a while and record part of the stream, your puzzle input. The characters represent groups, sequences that begin with squirrely bracket and end with squirrely bracket. Within a group, there are zero or more other things, separated by commas. Either another group or garbage. Since groups can contain other groups, squarely closing bracket only closes the most recently opened unclosed group. That is, they are nestable. They are nestable. A puzzle input represents a single large group which itself contains smaller ones. Sometimes instead of a group you'll find garbage begins with smaller than and ends with greater than. Between those angle brackets, almost any character can appear, including squirrely. Within garbage, these angle brackets have no meaning. Okay. In a futile attempt to clean up the garbage, some programmers cancelled some of the characters within it using exclamation point inside garbage. Any character that comes after this is ignored, including angle brackets and even another exclamation point. You don't see any other characters that deviate from those rules. Outside garbage, you only find well-formed groups, and garbage always turns according to the rules above. Here's some self-contained piece of garbage. Empty garbage, garbage containing random characters. These ones can be ignored. Um, yeah, this one is cancelled. Yeah, this is just a group, and then this is cancelled within the group. Exclamation, because second is cancelled, allowing this one to turn also cancel itself. Oh no, it doesn't cancel itself, it's just this one cancels this one. But it doesn't matter, this is just cancelled garbage, and this is the group. This cancels this stuff. Then which end with the first? This is the group. Some examples. One group, three groups, also three, six groups, one group. Okay, this is one group with just garbage in it. One group, five groups. Five groups. One group. Five more groups. They each have some garbage in it. Two groups. Hmm. In this case, this is a group. No. But yes, it is, and then this is the garbage in it. Your goal is to find the total score for all groups in your input. So this is 1 score, then we have 1 plus 2 plus 3. This will probably just be one line, right? Yeah, one long line of weird groups. Then we need to start counting these groups. Let's try. Okay. That will be later, actually. Let's just do this example. And then we want to just kind of iterate through this string, I guess. And then we can start well, I can check this character, right? This is now an open bracket. When it's an open bracket, do one thing, and then when it's closing, I can do another thing. See, when it's opening, I'm opening a group. Start of group. Need to find the matching thingy. So I can maybe just pass the recipe string. Find this one. Let's make a function. Find An index? Where is the matching? So once again, I start iterating. Now this time I say I haven't found it. While not found, I go to goal jar. Then I found it. Then I return C. And else I just increase here. And I can pass, I'm looking for this one. Well, this one. Okay, and here probably we see that it needs to be character. I can find it now. Yes, it is returns index of matching. So I find this, which means my group ends here. Mm-hmm. And then I want to maybe count something. One group, and I have a group. But I could have groups inside me and I can have groups after me. So this can be a process this line. And I can return I just have many groups outside? No, it's always one outside group, right? Here's an example. Let's check this. It ends like that. Okay, I can assume there's one at the beginning and then there's many inside. Let's go back here. Don't put it in function yet. Now I found the end. And now I want to look at an example like this, where inside is more. D is the end of this group. Hmm. Let's just follow through with this. So we have C under D plus 1, get the newest D. Then we need to obviously increase C as well. I think we would find two groups. Now let's see what happens. Okay, we find both groups. But the problem is this one. Yeah, I think that's just an issue with my find. Oh, no, it's fine actually. And let's go here. That's what happens. Does I find the outer group? Wait. First D is 5. Maybe I should just save the groups. Like this. First thing I do is get this. Let's see what's in here. 0 and 2. Okay, and that's a problem because I'm opening a new thing here. So every time I open one, I can fix that here. Skip is this one. I want to find this one. If this is fine, I have to first check. If child of C, yeah, if skipped, I just decrease. Otherwise, I found it. And then I also do but the very first one we don't skip. Okay, the first group is now 0, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, weird. Why not 5? I start at 1, right? Now I have to handle. X. N. It's an empty list here. When does D get set to 1? Okay, my group is wrong again. What am I sending here? Greater, smaller, greater, smaller. Okay. Versus 0. Oh, God. What's the issue that earlier? Why did I change that? Okay, I think I am where I want to be. Take D. After the two groups, D is 5, and then all this. And then C is 1 and D is 4. Then C is 3. Just making a new C here, right? I'm just getting the offset. So I need to say offset. Let's take this now. Let's check the groups as well. Yeah. 1, 1. Okay, and I start this, so the offset is +1. All right, let's check it again. now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2. And now I'm putting in 3 and 2. So we have D at 2 and C is higher than D. So we just update D. And then we have 3 groups. Okay, so we have this case. Does this one work? Yeah. I wonder if I find, okay, if C and D equals. Then we probably have an issue, right? Okay, that's that case. Then Like also if D and C, I don't really want to check that like this. Yeah, that would work. It only has two then. Wonder which ones. Okay, 1, 2. Hmm. And then I just go through the rest and never update D. I'm not happy with how this is working. Because I could, I can find based on having a string with a start and end index, right? Um, say it as like random stuff, and then I have this. And I have random stuff. I have this. What I want to do is I want to update my index that points to here. Skip this. Start points to here. End is here. I kind of have to go from the back as well, though, because end at the beginning is says start like this. I want to update to this. And I know this is a group. I can't go from the back because I don't know what. Maybe excluded, right? I know the exclamation point stuff is only in the angle brackets. The exclamation point is not the angle bracket, so I can do this. So I wonder what kind of function that does this. Group. I don't know. Drop this here. Scale input string. And all of this I do in there. Get me a group for this line. Okay. Just do two simple things. Let's check this assumption. There's 1,900. Okay, there's more that are closing. There are some that are ignored. This is canceling within the group, so I can still go from the back. I think it makes sense to I can even just do input. I'll get me find index, find. Okay, never mind. Let's not be smart. Let's just do found if false, while not found. We check input equals this one if found is true. And then we do the same. like this. And then we can return um, and if this works for my example as well. 3, 7, yeah. And this example should be 0 and 6. Okay. And this was the first group. But the second group is different. But it already ends at the first one that I found. No, I think I have to use the old version. That was better. Go back. Oh, the group next to each other is so annoying. Let's go even further back. I think we have to do it in this stupid way. But it may be possible to put this into a function at least. I still want this function, but I guess I have to do it based on this something, something. Put all that in there. I can just put group and start. This returns a list of groups. Now my line is a list of charts. Okay. Now we're talking. In the group, return groups. And we always just add, so we don't need this counter. And this is just groups.size. Okay. So I will start and I end, and I will find the first group. This should already work for this one. Yeah, and one group starts at 3 and ends at 7. Okay. Then we go this one, and this one doesn't work, I think. Here we just find 2 groups. We want 3. After I found this, end is at 2. And start gets increased. Okay, what happens then? Let's check again. Start is at 2. And then we exit. That's weird. Input. Okay. Should we go here then? That is 3. And is 2. Okay. We have to be outside. And end this. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. The end needs to be offset differently. It's the end. The end of this group doesn't have anything to do with the end of what I'm looking at. finds the offset for the closing bracket I'm interested in if it ends my group. But it doesn't find the oh wait, I'm stupid. I can just leave it always, right? I can just leave end pointing to last index always. Okay. That's way easier. Okay, let's check something more complex. 6. Okay, I seem to be finding all the groups for the non-garbage cases. Now I start with garbage cases, where I need to add something here into find. Okay. If I find garbage, then is it true? What does the explanation mark do again? Let's just say garbage and garbage active equals false. Really skip anything or find anything if there's garbage active. And then we cancel with the exclamation mark. Cancel active equals false. And this is like a one-way operation, right? So we cancel the rest of the garbage. How do we do that? inside garbage, any character comes after exclamation point should be ignored. Doing greater, smaller, or even this one. So this one cancels this. That's weird. Why is the first one canceling the second not? Here the second exclamation. Only the next one. This cancels this one and this cancels this one. Okay, so if garbage is active, we just set to active. And if garbage active, we just set garbage active false. No, sorry, cancel active. And we can just do, this is the first one. Then we want to always increase. Let's test. We're getting 5 when garbage is active. Yeah, we should end up here at some point. Okay, this is kind of silly. No. Oh yeah, I think we set in here garbage active, right? Okay, cool. Next one then. Garbage is active. Where do we end up? We have a bracket. We should literally just ignore everything now. Always go here. But we don't. Where do we go? Okay, we do go there. Just go +1, +1, +1. And then start a group, need to find the matching bracket. So here I need to jump further. What happens? Okay, garbage active true. Garbage active true. We just go through the whole thing. Then garbage active false. I find it. Okay, and then I added my first group. So let's do this. Do this all. I should have checked here. That's what I wanted to check. And then I should be here. Yeah, so I add my first item in the group 0 to 13. And then in between, so 1 to 12, there could be one or more groups. So I set 1. I increase start to be 1, obviously. And then I go in again, and then let's see. The input is no bracket. Hmm. So here I could also have a garbage marker. So if here is a garbage start, and I have to do the similar thing. Garbage active. And then I have to do true, of course, yeah. Something like this. And now I'm stuck in a loop. To this. And I just have one group because it is all garbage. I think I also need the same thing where I have cancel active. Because if I do this, and I'll just cancel one field. Inside garbage, any character that comes after exclamation should be ignored. Yeah, now I stopped too early here. This would be a higher number. But this should be ignored. So I need this same thing. If not, cancel active and input start equals and garbage active. And this is this. I haven't activated my cancel. And I am in garbage and I get a cancel. Then I activate the cancel. And then whenever cancel is active, I have to deactivate it again. Because it's just one field. Okay, now we can try all the examples. Maybe I'm not going to try this one. Just try. So this one still works, I guess. 1. And here, 3. 3. 6. 1, 1, 5, 2. Okay. Now we need to add scoring. So each group gets 1. But if it's deeper, I can just check based on the results. Each group how many groups does it include? Or how many groups include it? The other start needs to be greater than let's try an example. So here we have 0, 24 includes 1, 23. Does other include it? Group, the group. So other dot start needs to be smaller than equal to group dot start, and actually we are smaller than there. Greater than other dot end. Let's say group n needs to be smaller than. So the other is this group is inside the other. Let's do this. Take this one. 9. Okay, I think we're good. Let's just go for it. Oops. Let's use input. So we have 1500 groups. It already looks wrong here. because this group starts at 1 and ends here. And the second one starts within it. Oh no, that's fine. Ends here, and then the third one, as long as they include each other, right? 3 goes to A9, goes to 7, and then we finally go 9, 55, and so on. Okay, let's check this one. Too low. Okay, let's go through the other examples. Maybe there's something we're missing. 16. 1. 5. So that all works fine. 9. Get 1 or something. No. 12, 9. 81 is too small. Goal is to find the total score for all groups in your input. Each group is assigned a score. There's one more than the score of the group that immediately contains it. One more of the score of the group. Oh no, I just counted their groups. Interesting that no example was wrong though. I think one example would be like this. I think everything kind of works, but also not really. 3, 5, 6. Hmm. I have to put this on the top. it could be bypassing something. Okay, the answer changed. Yes, it needs to be checked that it doesn't bypass. Not garbage active. We always check for a different start. And then other stuff. Let's try this guy. And that's it. Okay, now you're ready to remove the garbage. To prove you've removed it, you need to count all the characters within the garbage. The leading and trailing don't count, nor do any cancelled characters or the exclamation doing the cancelling. How many non-cancelled characters are within the garbage? Okay, now we take the garbage. Currently, we're just walking through the find. Or we do something separate. We can do something like groups for each, or we can even check if we could map each group. Each group has its own thing. Each group. Then we check in part one is here. Res. Okay. Res.map values. Let's do this. Map Okay, I can now do map values. Or I can just say values, oops, sum. And then I can go res dot filter any group. Oh no, I need like a deepest layer of group. Basically, how many groups do I contain? I need something similar, different. Part two is how many groups do I contain? I think I want to get the ones that have only one. Let's just see what happens. Oops, I want P2. Okay, this seems like small groups. That's good. The first one was something like, yeah, 4, 7, and 10, 51. Okay, these groups don't contain any other groups. So they have trash in them. Let's go. And then I can just go lines dot sublist it dot key dot first start get trash. Count trash. Align dot sublist string or just line dot. I make it a mutable list anyway. Let's make it. Or let's do something like val L equals line dot. I can use L. And then I'm back to sublist. Then I go I just need the same here, but kind of less. And we start and we end, and we have garbage and cancel. Then we have input is this. I don't really care about it. If input is garbage, then it's active. If it's thing, then we cancel. Oh no, we don't care about garbage within garbage. Oh, do we? Yeah, we do. We want to count the garbage. And then within garbage, we can activate it. Then when garbage ends and we don't cancel it, then we end it. And then we can just count. We don't need the end even. If we have, so this one doesn't count. Garbage is active. So if this is there and garbage is not active, not garbage active. If we're canceling, we don't count it. And the thing that we're canceling, we also don't count, right? Non-cancelled characters. So we want to interested in activating the garbage, which doesn't count. And deactivating also doesn't count. So the garbage is active and the cancel are actually deactivate. Otherwise, we say garbage is active. Return R. Then we maybe want to print that. Check it. Once again, too low. What else do we need to count? Could also test it a bit. Too low. Zero. 17. 3. Oh, I know what it is. Not just inside the groups. It's really whenever. I wonder if I can just count everything. Okay, so it's like more simple. It's a completely different question. That's cool. That was a crazy puzzle. Let's do part 2. Okay. So day 9. We want to count this stuff, and the way to do it is basically just implement all the instructions and let it run, which is really tedious and annoying, but we got there in the end. So we have our input. We want to get a list of groups, which we say has a start and an end index, each group. So if I were to run this, print the groups, I can get all the groups. So I can start at the outer group is at 0 to the end, and then within there is a group 1 to 2900, and within that one is a group 2 to 2700, and within that one is 3 to 87, and within that one is 4 to 7, and then next to that, but within 3 to 98 is 9 to 55, and so on. So I get all these groups, and what a group is it starts with a squirrely bracket and ends with squirrely bracket. So what we need to do is we need to find, if we have a squirrely graph, we can start finding the matching squirrely bracket. So this is where the bulk of the logic happens. There's a few extra pieces, but the main thing is if my character is squarely open, I will skip it because I wanna find a matching bracket. So I say I start here, then I find one extra one, so I skip, I add one. As soon as I find the squirting close one, which is this one, I check if skipped is greater than 0, which is in this example. So what I do now is I decrease skipped. So at this point, I have skipped back to 0 and I move on. Then I find another one, skip to 0, so I can move to found is true and return the index C, which is this one, the index of this part of the string. And then I have 0 and 4. These are the indices. Yeah, sorry, 0 and 3. 0 and 3 are matching. Group of 0 and 3. Then I return 3 here. I started with a characters list that started with index 0. So I call this here. So now an offset. So I can say my group is starting at start and ends at the offset off of the start plus 1. Then I add that group and I move on to the next character because the next character could immediately be another one. So I could start a new group. That's how I find the groups. Then there's a lot of additional logic. For example, I can cancel the group. So I start with false. If I find a cancellation and cancel is not active and garbage is active, then I set cancel to true, move on 1. The next one, I immediately ignore the current one, set cancel to false, and move on again. Garbage is active means I find one of these guys. Then I will just activate the garbage and move on. If I find multiple, I just activate multiple times. If I find an end of a garbage and the garbage was activated, and I don't want to cancel it, then I deactivate the garbage. And whenever the garbage is active, I will ignore these guys. So I don't use these if they're within the garbage. So that's it for this get groups part. Similar here. I also have the same logic for garbage, garbage end, garbage active, cancel active. So that way I can always find the right amount of, skip the right amount of characters to find the correct groups. Once I have all the groups, I can check how many groups include my group. I go through the groups list, take all the other groups. Does other group include the current groups? For example, 0 to 24 includes 1 to 23. If that's the case, I add +1. And every group gets a 1 at the beginning. Then I know the group's number. For each group, I get a number, add them all up. That's part 1. Part 2, I can just count the trash, where I copy the code again, garbage active and cancel active. Same logic. I just start the garbage, end the garbage, start canceling, end canceling. And if all of that is fine and garbage is active, I can start counting my garbage until I end my garbage, or I need to cancel some garbage or something. Then I just count up how many characters are in the garbage and return that. And I noticed that here it doesn't really matter what the groups are from part 1. I can just count the trash on the raw input just whenever it opens and closes, and ignoring the cancellations. So part 2 is actually easier than part 1, way easier. So that's it for day 9. Enjoy the rest of your day.